happy Sunday. If you thought about starting a business, if you have a business, if you have a brand new business, especially a startup, we need to talk. And I just came out with a package that all of you need. I think it's going to be for everybody to not only help you put together your startup, even how to file an LLC, but also how to get the first $150,000 for that startup for less than a lunch date. Okay. Less than a lunch date. You're going to get all the knowledge that you need to set up your company and get it funded. Now, why did I do this? Because I speak to a lot of entrepreneurs. This is something that I went through myself with not understanding how funding really worked. And there's a lot of BS on the internet. We know this. You hear about these shortcuts to improve your credit. You hear about, oh, if you got a 540 in an LLC, you can get $500,000 in business funding, right? People are constantly selling pipe dreams and charging you thousands of dollars in order to help you bring that dream to life, right? So what I wanted to do is cut through the BS and actually help y'all and help us as a community get to the bag, at least structure the business, at least have some money available so that when real opportunities come, you're able to take full blown advantage of those opportunities, right? Happy Sunday, by the way. Hopefully, everyone's having a wonderful time. As you can see, I am back in Maryland and it's cold. It's super cold. I am very sad that I'm no longer in Panama enjoying those 80, 90-degree days. But definitely still happy to be back near the fam, um, near my friends, things like that. And we can get back to helping local business owners get the money that they're looking for, right? So, what are some of the things that prevent aspiring entrepreneurs or even new entrepreneurs from getting the money that they need? You have this idea and you're like, hey, I feel like I need to bootstrap everything, meaning I need to be using my savings. I need to be using my 401k. I need to be using every personal credit card under the sun to get my business up and running. Truth is, you don't got to use none of that shit. That shit is a lie. Okay? That is a lie that rich people tell poor people to keep them even more poor. Okay, you should be only using your own anything as an absolute last resort. Okay, that's the last thing you want to do is use your own. As a business owner, you always want to be in a position where you can use other people's money to make you money, or at least use other people's money to improve your company, whether it's improving your systems, improving your staff or the quality of your staff, right? Improving your product, doing some research and development. Okay. You always want to be in a position where you're using other people's money. Now, of course, we always want to, as a caveat, y'all probably watch Shark Tank like I do. As a caveat, you want to make sure that you have a healthy balance of debt versus income, right? You want to make sure that you have healthy cash flow. But we're talking about startups. You're inspiring to start that business, or your business is brand new, right? It may not even be 6 months old. And you're trying to figure out, well, Jamal, my business is new. I don't even have any revenue. How am I going to get other people to invest in my company? And so, what we're going to be talking about is funding your startup without having to give up equity, without venture capitalists, without angel investors. Okay. This is totally different than what you have may seen on Shark Tank, where they're they're pitching the business to the sharks, and the sharks are like, hey, I'll give you these several hundreds of thousands of dollars for equity or stake in your business. Now, equity basically means they want to take a portion of ownership in your business. And a lot of business owners don't want to do that. It's like, this is my baby. I've done, I've put so much energy into this, so much time, so much effort into this, and I don't want to give up everything that I've worked for. And that's 1000% understandable, right? It's 1000% that you want to be able to leverage your own network, maybe even leverage your own sweat equity, being able to get out there and make those connections with people, right? Networking, getting the word of mouth out there. Maybe you already been great at promotion. So the only thing you need now is the money to develop. Maybe the only thing you need now is money to hire somebody to build out your funnels and automations and websites. Maybe you need to hire, salespeople so you can start multiplying yourself. If you're already a great marketer, but maybe you're not that great at sales, you can market, get them in front of your salespeople, and now you have salespeople who can close them for you, right? But some of these things take money. Takes money to hire people, you know, 401ks, all that type of stuff that goes with HR, right? And things of that nature. So, how can you go about doing this? How can you go about doing this? Even if you have bad credit, even if your business is brand spanking new, right? How can you go about getting the funding that you're looking for? That's always the big question. How do you start an LLC? Registering with the state. Does non PG funding really exist? The short answer to that is yes. Yes. No PG funding actually exists. It 100% is a thing. Now, does it exist in the way that they say on the internet? Because look, I'm a realist. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. What they telling you on the internet, as far as, oh, you can just no PG and it's and you're gonna get $100,000 and blah blah blah. That's not how that works, y'all. It's not how that works. All right. I'm here to help you. I want you to know the truth. You got to know the truth. You got to know the truth. Stop being caught up in the pipe dream, right? I know y'all want to believe it. You want to believe what you want to believe. You want to believe that, oh, this is the way, or I don't have to do, the money just falls out. No, you got to put in a little bit of work. Okay. But on the flip side, it's not as hard as you think either. It's definitely not as hard as you think either. So it's definitely multiple things. And what I want to do is go through what I put together for you guys, show you some of the things that's in it. And if you like it, you're able to click the link in the bio. I mean, in the description. It might be in my bio too. But definitely in the description of this video, there's a whole slew of links, right? And this is what I've come up with. And no, it doesn't even cost $50. Right? This is not a $2,000 program that I'm showing you right now. It's not a $500 program, even though it could very well be $500 if I wanted it to be. Right? If I needed all this information, I needed to go from zero, nothing to 150,000. Would I pay $500 for it? Absolutely. I paid more than $500 for the exact information that I've put together. Okay. And at the end of the day, y'all can't be cheap, man. Like, if you want something different, you got to do something different. And it's not just about the price tag, it's about the execution after you pay for that information, the execution after you pay for the knowledge, right? Information is power when it is applied. So I don't want you guys to just get the information and don't do anything with it. I want you guys to actually apply it. I want you guys to build those businesses, get the funding that you need to to sponsor yourself for real. That way you don't have to worry about asking everyone else and their mama for some money, right? This is something that if possibly you can build while you're still working. You don't got to quit your day job. You don't have to quit your day job, but you also don't have to dump all of your personal income into your business just to get it kickstarted. First things first, you want to figure out ways to make your business cash flow as quickly as humanly possible. Okay. I got to say that you want to make sure, because this is something I'm telling you what I learned myself. All right. That I learned myself because I started as a good old fashioned W-2 government employee. Okay. Probably one of the most, mm, uh, opposite, I couldn't think of the word opposite, right? Of being an entrepreneur, a government employee. Government employee, I basically show up, type on the computer, I'm gonna get a check. Period. And I got benefits and 401k match. Huh? Good benefits too. Good 401k match. Huh? That I can borrow against if I need to buy a house tax free. Huh? What? Right? Why would you leave that to do entrepreneurship or to face those struggles, right? So if you don't have to, don't quit your day job. Keep building. Take this information, study this information, put it to use. Take the whole next year implementing everything in each one of these guys, right? So let me show you some of the things that I put together for you, all right? Let me see. I'm going to share my screen, make sure I can share this thing the right way. Boom. Share my screen here. All right. And so, setting up your business the right way, the first thing you want to do is make sure that you are setting up your business the right way. Is not just get an LLC. How did you structure that LLC? Because if you did it wrong, you are instantly reducing how much money you can get from a bank, instantly reducing the amount of money that you can get from other institutions, right? Because all of this is how to get money without giving up equity, without having to bring on partners, being able to fund yourself at least the first 150,000. Okay. So how to set up the business, right? You want to make sure you have business credibility, right? What type of entity do you want? You want an LLC? Are you doing sole prop? Are you doing S corp, C corp? Each thing has its own uh, pros and cons, right? But there are also a lot of different things that you want to make sure. So in the guide, I'm breaking it down. This is everything that you need right here: your business address, phone number, the name, EIN, structure, right? Make sure you have a business bank account. All of these things matter because if one of these things is not in order, it can prevent you, it can prevent you from even opening up a bank account. If you don't have a bank account, you can't actually show whether or not your business is cash flowing. If you can't show that your business is cash flowing, that's going to limit the amount of lending that you can get because because the lenders don't have no proof that you're making any money. Okay? So every piece of information matters. We call them data points. Every data point matters right now. So it's going to show you, boom, business structure, your business name. Okay. If you have to set up and get licenses for your particular business in your particular state, you absolutely want to make sure you're licensed. You want to make sure you're bonded. Okay. Whatever type of certifications that you need to operate your business, you want to make sure you have that, because it's cool. It's cool in the early stages, right? We got to do what we got to do, but you want to make sure that you get those docs, right? Make sure you get those docs, because if you're going for grants or you want a government contract or something like that, those larger organizations, they're going to want to see those documentation. They want to see that paperwork. So make sure you have that, right? We're talking about high risk industries, which ones to avoid. Okay. So you can avoid any limitations in your funding. It doesn't mean you cannot get funding. It just means that it's a little more difficult, or even a lot more difficult, to get funding, because you may be in a high risk industry. And as you can see, that is actually outlined in the book. So I know someone's going to say, "Oh, what are some of them?" Boom, they're right here for you, right? Business, we talk about the business address, the profile, 411 listing. Did you know you had to put your phone number on 411 after you get it set up? There are a lot of different businesses for you to use in order to set up your business. I mean, set up your business phone number, right? You got Freedom Voice, you got Call 8, you got phone.com. I mean, some of the virtual address places give you a phone number. Regis does it. Da Vinci does it. I mean, it's a lot of places to get a phone number. It is not difficult, right? Your website. We spoke about getting those business licenses. Your business bank accounts, right? All of that is covered. Then once you do that, we speaking about the no PG EIN only funding. Guess what? We talk about that. Okay. This is actually my guide that shows you how to build out your business credit from scratch. So not only are we talking about forming your LLC, but now, okay, we got that done. How do I start building out a profile for this? If you are a construction worker and you need a line of credit from Lowe's or Home Depot, your business needs to be built out so that you can do that, right? So we go through the different tiers, setting up your Dun and Bradstreet. By the way, your Dun and Bradstreet number is free, everybody. If someone tries to sell you by telling you that, and I'll include your Dun and Bradstreet number, like, bruh, it's free. I know it's free. You're not doing me a favor by offering me a free Dun and Bradstreet number. That's like offering me a free EIN number. It's already free, my guy. Right? So I'm not here to give you no bull. Like I said, this not no little bullshit, right? This ain't no, let me throw around some words and terms to try and confuse you and miss. Nah, I'm not about to misquote nothing. Anything I say, you're gonna be able to pull it up, right? Now, this is the public stuff, right? This is what I can say publicly. Privately, right? We talking about how to build your Equifax, how to build your Experian, how to build your Duns, right? Those are the big three, right? We talking about all that. We talking about how to build out your tier one vendors. I'm even going into what vendors you can use to build out each and every tier of your credit. This is on the business side. These are trade lines specifically for your business, which means these aren't connected to your social. If you look through, you'll see that these aren't asking for your social. They're going to ask you for your EIN. They're going to ask you for your DUNS number, right? Going through, and you see at the bottom here, 114 pages, going all in, giving all the sauce away in this ebook. Just for your business credit, y'all, building that up, right? So I don't want to bore y'all with that, right? That's that. So now you don't have to second guess on, how do I build business credit? How do I put my business together? I don't know. What is no PG funding? What does that look like? It's all laid out for you, right? All of it laid out. Every question you can think of, all the way there. 114 pages. You don't have to go searching for the vendors. They're all right there, right? Another thing when it comes to funding a startup is getting access to capital early, and not just vendor capital. I'm talking about being able to actually fund your business brand new. How is it possible to fund a business that's brand new, that's 2 days old, right? How do you do that? You're now, contrary to popular belief, you could go out, you could shop around, you could pitch your business to different investors. Then they're going to want to do is take a piece of your company, take a piece of ownership. So, or you end up with a board of directors, right? You probably seen it even with like WeWork. Old boy got all that money. He started wilding out. The board of directors fired him from his own company. Now that may be a little later on down the line, but if you don't want to give up control of your company, you want to keep everything in house. You want to keep everything so that you have the first and last say. You may not want to get a board of directors who can fire you from your own company. You may not want to do that. Maybe you want to be the owner, operator, and keep everything under your thumb, right? So, how can you do that? You're going to need to be able to get funding directly from lenders quickly, okay? Now, of course, the best way you're going to do that is with business credit, right? And not just business credit, but business credit cards, because those are going to be the fastest, quickest, easiest ways to get access to capital in the early stages of your business without giving up any equity. Is also without having to develop GoFundMe campaigns or crowdfunding announcements, right? Basically, with those, you build up your website, you GoFundMe, you're pitching basically to the public, hey, this is everything I got going on. I'm doing a fundraiser. Then you're relying on hundreds of thousands of people to believe in you and your concept enough that they're willing to donate to your company, right? Maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you don't want to rely on groups of people. Maybe you, in the beginning, you feeling you're an introvert. And you're like, damn, I don't really want to have to talk to all these people to start my business or to at least launch my business. I'm scared. Maybe you're scared, right? And it's okay because I'm not an extrovert. I'm very much so introverted. It took time for me to even get on here and just talk to the camera. I feel kind of stupid. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. We got to do, we got to do. I believe in you. I know that even if you're an introvert, you will evolve and do what's necessary. Or get one of your extroverted friends to do it for you. Just saying. Just saying. Right? But let's say you don't want to do any of that. You're like, man, I want to be, it's me. It's on me. I stand on business, right? Just you. What we want to do is make sure that that personal credit is in order. I know y'all thought I was gonna. You thought you was gonna be able to skip over that. I'm sorry, you can't. You can't. You got to get it in order. If it's not in order, you got to get it in order. I was speaking to uh, the older woman, and she had this dream of of filming a business. And she's like, well, I want funding for the business, but it seemed difficult. And, you know, my credit isn't in position. I'm like a 620 or 630. And, you know, but I need funding, but I'm going to have good credit for that. Won't I? I'm like, well, yeah, you're going to need good credit for that. Yeah. She's like, oh, I don't have good credit. And it's like, not having good credit is temporary. It is not a permanent situation, right? Is not is not the end all be all. Is not a destination in of itself. It is nothing more than a current condition. And not only that, it doesn't really take that long to get your credit in order. Like you may dedicate a couple of months to it. Even if it takes a year. A year. If you had bad credit for 3 years, bad credit for 5 years, bad credit for 10 years, you can clean your credit, get your credit together in 12 months. And now that your credit is where you need it to be, in her instance, she could literally go out, get the money from a bank to film her movie. Imagine the only thing that's stopping you from living your dream or even funding your dream is a credit report. A credit report? That's it. That's the only thing. You got all your motor skills, you got your body, you got your family, you got the connections, and all you missing is some money. And the only reason you don't have all the money is just because your credit report. Come on, what we talking about? Fix it. It's not no, you know what I mean? Like you have the power to fix your credit. It's just you need the knowledge, you need to know how to do that, right? So what we did is again part of the solution, because I'm all about solutions, is why not have the full blueprint on how to improve your credit? Introduction to credit, how credit reporting even works. What is it? Who are these three companies? Where they get my information from, right? Breaking down the different parts of your credit. We know it's credit history, how much of your credit you're using, right? Your debt usage, the age of your accounts, your credit mix, aka the kind of accounts. Do you have credit cards, lines of credit, which are revolving accounts? Do you have a mortgage? Do you have student loans? Do you have an auto loan? Those are called installment accounts, right? You basically they with an installment account, you get all the money up front and then you got to pay it back plus some interest. Once you pay it back, it closes, and then that account no longer counts towards your credit. Okay. Inquiries. All right. But the truth is, people need to understand. And this says 1 in 5, but it's a lot more than that. 80% of people have errors on their credit report. So if you're a small business owner trying to figure out how can I get money tomorrow for my business, if you have at least a 700 plus, you can get money. And if you don't have a 700 plus, guess what? Here's a resource that's going to show you exactly how to get a 700. It's no longer a guessing game. It's no longer, you now have the ability to go and change your life. You now have the ability to go get yourself the funding because now you know how to fix your credit. Is right here. How to understand the credit report, right? If you never looked at one, it's going to look like some crazy stuff. The first time I looked at my credit report, I had no goddamn idea what I was doing. I was staring, I had to go on YouTube. You're probably watching me on YouTube or Facebook. What up, everybody? Appreciate y'all tapping in, right? But we go through how to address these different issues. Okay. If, like I said, if so far you like this, the link is in the bio. This is the startup funding blueprint. If you want to start, if you have a startup and you want to fund it to your first 150,000, you need to get this bundle, right? The link is in the bio. Okay. And this came about because these are all the questions that I've personally had to overcome. And these are all the questions that I speak to you guys about. Folks are, oh, how do I get an LLC? Where do I get my EIN number? Can I really remove hard inquiries off my credit report? Absolutely. Oh, I don't know how to deal with late payments. No problem. It's in the book. I have videos on my YouTube channel about removing late payments too. I have videos about how to reduce your credit card utilization because that's important when we're going for funding too, right? The point of doing this is because when you start off with a new business, you can't rely on your EIN yet, right? They're going to ask you for a personal guarantee. And a personal guarantee is when they're going to run your personal credit and you basically co-sign for your business. Okay. So it's a lot of different things that you can do. We also talk about how to structure your credit report. Once you have the credit in place and you have some credit cards, how can you even monetize some of those things, right? Once you have good credit, how do you make money using that good credit? And this is just the end of the book. Don't worry about that part. Okay. It's a short and sweet book because it's not a lot of there's not a lot to it. The process is the process. All right. Now later today, come back um in a couple of hours, probably like 2 hours, 3 hours from now. I'm actually going to go through, I'm going to go live, and we just going to go through the whole thing of fixing your credit from A to Z. But if you're looking for funding and you want to be able to get max funding, boom, that's it. You got to start here. There's no workaround. And you don't want to work around this because this just makes your life all around easier, right? People like you ever seen somebody and they're like, I'm saving up for a car. I'm like, oh, that's commendable. You saving up for a car. I'm like, but why? Why are you saving up for a car? If you have good credit, they give you the car. They run your credit, they see that you qualify, and they literally give you the car based on your signature. And then depending on where you got your financing from, your first actual payment on that note isn't due for the first 30 to 90 days. So what are you saving for? Like, we don't need to save for a car if we got good credit. We just go in there, they run our credit, they give us the car, and we sign an agreement to pay back the loan starting in 30 to 90 days. So in that 30 to 90 days, that's your time to put some money up so you can make that first payment, right? Like, that's the power of credit. You're going to get a car without money out of your pocket. I didn't pay money out of my pocket for my car. What I need to save for a car for? I got good credit. That don't make sense. Security deposits. What I need a security deposit for? I got good credit. No, I don't. What? No. Paying a security deposit? That's crazy. For what? I got good credit. You ran my credit. You know what it looked like. Give me the contract. I sign it. I pay it. Let's go. Let's keep it moving. Right? That's where you want to be at. That's how you want to walk into every office when it comes to financing. Be appalled that you have to put down a down payment. What the hell am I putting down this down payment for? I got 720. What you talking about? Right? This may not be something that some people can resonate with, but I want you to be able to see that for yourself. I want you to be able to know that that's something that's possible. Fixing your credit doesn't have to take you a lifetime. Fixing your credit doesn't take a lifetime, right? So that's the other thing. That's how you're going to be able to get to that money, get to that bag even faster. Last thing, now, once you got your business credit built out, you got your Paydex 80, your personal credit looking sexy, right? You got your 700 plus, that's looking good. The last thing you want to do is actually start going for funding, right? You actually want to start going for that bag. You put down, now this is where we start talking about going for that bag. Now, people, oh, where do I go? Where do I go? Do I, do the Apple Play? How many is this a hard pull? Is this a soft pull? I saw that I can go to Truist. I saw that I can get 2 cards from Bank of America. I saw that I can get a GM card without a hard pull. I saw these different things on the internet, but I don't know how to put this together for myself. I need more guidance. I need a little bit more information. Here we go into it. How to build out credit using an auto loan. How to get credit from your banks, right? A breakdown of the different credit cards, possible credit limits, right? And the different rules for those particular cards, right? I even going to give you a little extra sauce about hiding some utilization, right? So now you're not sitting here trying to figure it out how to go about getting these different cards, getting these these different credit limits, right? And how to use the card once you actually get it. Making sure that everything makes sense. What and the great thing about this, even if you're using credit cards, you can use credit cards to buy real estate if you want. I used it to invest into real estate with my friends who did fix and flips. That's just what I did. Not everybody wants to do that, and that's cool, right? If you're into some travel, it's like we talk about it, right? So all of these things are covered. This is the absolute foundation of what you need. Like I said, the link is in the description. You get all three of these books, all three of these resources together, right? You're going to get all three of these resources together in one place. It's just a link in the description. And once you see it, as a matter of fact, let me show you what the page look like so you know you're on the right page. Right? Once you click the link, make sure we're on the right situation here. Right? You're going to see this. And yes, you read that right. It's only $17. All three of those books. How to build your business credit from scratch, from zero. No business to having a perfect paydex score, which is the score for your business. It's like the business version of FICO, right? From bad credit to good credit, from no credit cards to 5 credit cards, and you know how to hide your utilization as you build out your credit. All for $17. Okay? All for $17. You're going to get 3 books, $17. Now, if you go to my website, which is just crackthescore.com, you could get the books individually. They're $17 each book. Maybe you don't need all 3. So you just rather get one. That's cool. Crackthescore.com, click store. You'll get pick any of the books. You'll get one book for 17 bucks. No problem. I'm not mad at you if you already know exactly what you need help with. But if you want all the sauce, you want all the information, you get it all for $17. You know, pretty simple. And these are just some of the industries that I helped, whether you're doing e-com, if you got a brick and mortar, if you got a SaaS company, if you do SMMA, coaching, of course, coaching. I'm a coach, so I absolutely use this type of funding, right? And just some things, people are getting their limits doubled, and we know Capital One is super stingy. 20,000 from Navy, you know what I mean? So this is what you're going to see to just make sure you're on the right page. This is what it looks like when you click the link in the description, right? So just wanted to show that to y'all. That's what's going on. That's what we got going on. If that's helpful to you, definitely just click the link in the description. Grab yours, $17. Like I said, if you don't need all 3, you just want one, head over to crackthescore.com, click the store button, pick any book you want. One book is $17. Pretty easy, right? Pretty simple. We're in an age now where we gotta reduce our excuses. That I don't know, I know where to start. I heard this on the internet. I heard that on the internet. Listen, let's cut that out. Let's cut that out. You know where to start. You start here. Start on this page. If it's your first time seeing me, check out some of my videos. I got over 300 pieces of content on this page. I have each video has multiple links in it. Whether you're looking for business funding, I have a free business funding training in the link that shows you how I help people improve their personal credit and then go for funding. If you want to schedule a call, link is also in the description. If you just want this bundle and you're like, I don't need to talk to you, right? I don't need to talk to you for less than the price of lunch. I can fund my whole startup from, even if I got bad credit, like for 17 bucks, I'm going to know how to build my personal credit, build my business credit, and how to use credit cards to invest in my business for $17. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. I don't need to talk to you. You don't need to talk to me. And that's cool. I'm fine with that. Right? But I want to make sure that you guys have the opportunity to get the information. It's a lot of gatekeeping out here. People are only going to give you part of the answer. People are going to only give you part of the solution. I want you to have everything that you need in order to get the ball rolling. Let's pull back the curtain. Let's clear all the smoke, right? There's no trickery, no trickerations. You'll need all of those things to properly fund your business. You'll need good credit so that you can fund your business without crowdsourcing, without starting a GoFundMe, without setting up a Kickstarter account, without basically going on all of these fundraising campaigns, right? You'll need good credit to fund your business if you don't want to create a pitch deck, if you don't have the connections to the venture capitalist world, if you didn't graduate from Stanford. I know I didn't graduate from Stanford. Is it Stanford or Stafford? See, I don't even know how to say it right. Stanford, Stafford, one of those. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But the Ivy League, where all the tech gurus come from, right? If you didn't graduate from there, you probably don't have a connection to the venture capitalist world. You don't know a millionaire that you can just walk up to and say, "Hey, I have this great idea for a company, blah blah blah, whoop the whoop. You know, let me hold $500,000." And they're like, "Okay." We don't have that. I know I ain't have that. I still don't have that yet. Working on it. But if you're in that type of position, why not leverage what you do have? We know you got $17. We know that you got a dream. And instead of using your own money to grow your business, you can learn to use other people's money to grow your business. What if you want to be an investor? What if you don't really want to grow your own business? What if you want the capital to invest into other people's business and then you become the angel investor? You become the person that other people come to for money, and you still aren't using your own money. You're keeping your money in the bank, and you're taking money from the bank. You're taking money from the bank and then acting as a bank yourself, right? That's another option. It's an option if you want to do that. I like that idea because operating businesses is a lot. The marketing, the promotion, the managing people, right? Great thing about investing is that you can help people or invest in other people's ideas and opportunities even while you maintain a full-time job. Because not everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. Not everybody wants to run a business. Like you don't want to. Not everybody wants the headache. That everybody can at least invest into something that's going to make them money. Could be the stock market, could be real estate, could be other people's businesses. These are options. Just throwing things out there. A lot of people have a lot of different interests, right? Even if you want to do Toro or something, all of these things are options for you, right? So that's what we got going on. Let me know if this was helpful to y'all. Hopefully, you all were able to take advantage. I'll leave the link up for this video. This link is actually only on this video. So maybe I'll put it in my description for the channel. But as of right now, it's only on this video. Right? So very limited. But hopefully this helps y'all. Let me know if you have any other questions. Let me know if you run into any technical difficulties, because the funnel is new. So, small business owner like y'all, tech tech issues happen. So if you run into any tech issues, just leave a comment and we'll definitely make sure that we take care of it, right? In the meantime, in between time, y'all have a great one. Be blessed. Peace.